Hey everyone, and we are tracking a very active weather day across Canada. A powerful cold front is sweeping through Ontario, bringing strong winds, blowing snow, and a sharp temperature drop. Snow is spreading into Quebec, Arctic cold is gripping the prairies, and steady rain continues along the west coast. And just to show you how dramatic the pattern is right now, Calgary is sitting near 14 degrees, while Winnipeg is near -15. That's almost a 30-degree temperature difference across the country. Let's break it all down, coast to coast. We'll start in British Columbia. Conditions are relatively mild this morning, especially across the lower mainland. Vancouver is sitting near 11 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. Any fog from overnight is lifting, improving visibility through the morning hours. But this break is short-lived. Rain pushes in later today and becomes more widespread tonight. Expect periods of rain through the evening and overnight, continuing into Sunday. Temperatures stay mild, hovering between 6 and 10 degrees, but roads will be wet and slippery at times. This wet pattern continues into early next week, typical Pacific weather for February. Moving into the prairies, and this is where the temperature contrast really stands out. Southern Alberta remains under the influence of Chinook winds. Calgary is unusually mild, sitting in the low to mid-teens, with gusty west winds. Skies are mostly cloudy, but visibility remains excellent. This warmth is impressive for early February, but it won't last forever. Travel east into Manitoba, and it's a completely different world. Winnipeg remains locked in Arctic air, sitting near -15 with wind chills closer to -20. Cloud cover persists, and despite lighter winds, the cold is biting. This Arctic air mass is stubborn and will stay in place through the weekend and into early next week. Limit time outdoors, cover exposed skin, and take cold safety seriously. Now let's get to the main weather story of the day, Ontario. A strong cold front is pushing through the province today. Ahead of it, conditions may seem manageable, but that changes quickly this afternoon and evening. Winds will strengthen significantly, with gusts reaching 70 to 80 km per hour as the front moves through. Blowing snow will reduce visibility, especially in open and rural areas. Highways such as the 401 and 402 could see rapidly changing conditions, including sudden whiteouts. Once the front passes, temperatures will fall fast. Tonight into early Sunday, Ontario drops into deep freeze territory. Daytime highs tomorrow struggle near -14, with overnight lows closer to -19. Wind chills will push well into the -20s and even -30s in some areas. This is a sharp and dangerous change, even for February. If you're traveling this evening, plan ahead. Keep emergency supplies in your vehicle, slow down, and avoid unnecessary travel if possible. Quebec is also feeling winter's grip today, though in a different way. Snow begins later today and continues into tonight, especially around Montreal and surrounding regions. Winds are lighter compared to Ontario, but the cold air settles in behind the system. Temperatures drop into the -teens tonight, with Saturday and Sunday staying well below seasonal averages. Roads will be snow-covered and slippery, especially overnight and early morning. Heading into Atlantic Canada, conditions are calmer for now. Halifax is sitting near -4 with sunshine, though winds are increasing slightly. Wind chills remain noticeable, making it feel colder than it looks. Flurries are possible tonight and again on Sunday, but no major storm systems are expected in the short term. Temperatures stay cold, but conditions remain manageable. Now let's look ahead to the extended outlook. British Columbia stays wet through early next week, with repeated rounds of rain and temperatures holding near seasonal. Southern Alberta remains mild a bit longer, though cooler air slowly works in. Manitoba stays cold, with little relief in sight through midweek. Ontario and Quebec remain the coldest regions nationally through the weekend. Gradual moderation begins early next week, but temperatures remain below normal. Another system could bring snow midweek, though confidence is still moderate at this point. Atlantic Canada slowly trends milder next week, potentially reaching near freezing by Tuesday or Wednesday, with scattered flurries along the way. The big picture here is classic February weather. Arctic air dominates central and eastern Canada, while the west coast stays under Pacific influence. The sharp temperature divide across the prairies highlights the battle between warm Chinook air and entrenched Arctic cold. Before we wrap up, here's what you need to know for the next 24 hours. Ontario, prepare for strong winds, blowing snow, and dangerous wind chills tonight. Quebec, expect snow and cold settling in. Prairie residents, the deep freeze continues. West Coast, keep the rain gear handy. Atlantic Canada, cold but relatively quiet. I'll continue tracking these systems and bringing you updates as conditions change. If you found this forecast helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Thanks for watching, stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next forecast.